Hi, everybody. We welcome you into a United Bank Playbook. Tony Caridi along with WVU head basketball coach Josh Eilert, and it is just moments after the formal introduction press conference. So I'm sure a word that you've heard a lot in the last 24 hours is congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you. And you know, Josh, one of the things that stood out to me as this announcement was made was your patience. You literally have been here from the very first day that Bob Huggins took over as head coach. You're getting ready now for your 17th season within this program. What lesson did you learn about patience as to what has happened here in the last 2 days?
I mean, it was everything for me in my career. I'm sitting here in a Power 5 top 20 job as a head coach with an opportunity that people would die for. And so when you're at a good place, you got good people around you, and you got a great administration that supports you, and you're around good people, and Coach Huggins' influence, and I never felt like I needed to go anywhere. I wanted to be at this level. I didn't want to take a step down. And so I was patient with all the roles in which I played throughout this program. I started as a GA at Kansas State with Coach Huggins, and then we blind faith, my wife and I, after 1 year with Coach Huggins, came here and loaded up a big old U-Haul and drove 16 hours down the road. Now, it's been great. The people have been great. The support here is like unmatched. Right. And so how do you walk away from that? It's hard to walk away from, especially when you continue to move up in the program and you see progress being made.
Absolutely. You were raised on a farm, so people that are raised on farms have an entirely different work ethic. You are known for your hard work. With that being said, what is goal number one? How do you jump into this? What must be done?
Build the foundation, so to speak, in terms of our staff, our roster. Figure out who's all in. Some guys, they might have 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and I care about all these guys, and I want the best for them. So, trying to navigate all that in the world we live in terms of people can bounce and take on other opportunities, but try to give them perspective. I was telling that lesson to a player earlier, like, look where I'm at right now. I just had patience, and had a sense of security in the process. And so if you don't embrace the process and you don't have some patience, sometimes things can go sour for you. And it's not always greener on the other side. So the first step is building the staff, building the roster, and figuring out who wants to be here and who wants to buy in.
And so with the portal, and as turbulent as it is, portal can take, portal can also give. Would your expectation be that you will go back into the portal depending on what happens here with the moves?
Yeah, we'd have to. I mean, at this point in the stage of the game, and we're looking at, it's going to be July 1st here in a few days, and we're going to Italy in a month. And so that window is shrinking really fast. So they feel the pressure in terms of moving on if they are going to move on, but we feel the pressure of, let's be patient with them. Hopefully we can get them back, and if they want to be here, we want them here. But otherwise, we'll have to move on as well.
The Italy trip comes at a really important time, I would think. If there was ever a better time to get free games in, right, that don't matter on the overall record, it would be now. What's your approach going to be toward the Italian trip?
First and foremost, we'll get 3 games, and I'll get some experience coaching as a head coach, and I'll have the scrimmage and the exhibition, so they'll have 5 under my belt. So that's very helpful for me. But for our guys, especially in this day and age, there's so many personalities, and they're all coming together, at any given time. And when they come on campus, you're like, boom, weight room, floor, workouts. So to have that experience to bond together, get away from all the relationships here in the States, and just you guys spend some time together and build that chemistry. So I'm looking forward to that more than anything.
And I would also imagine it'll be evaluation for you as to what you guys do well. Offensively, you'll probably wait to see exactly what it is. Do you have an idea what you want to run offensively?
We've looked at it and we've talked about it already. Like I said, my defensive philosophy is going to be built a lot around the Coach Huggins influence. Now, my offensive philosophy might be a little different. And to that credit, we have some different players that we hadn't had before So, who knows what would have happened with these guys regardless of the situation. So I feel like opening the floor up and giving these guys a lot of space to play. We got a lot of veteran guys that can play, and they have a lot of instinct about how they go about, playing the game of basketball. So I don't want to get in the way of that. I just want to give them some structure and not, hammer them down with a bunch of sets. I want to keep it as simple as possible and let them play. I'm not trying to get in their way and give them the right to do so. Play the game that they love and play the game that they know how to play.
Game's changed a little bit when you played, right? When you played, it was back to the basket,
Sure was.
dump the ball in. It's spread the floor now.
Now you got rim runners, you got dunkers, you got everybody can shoot it, and so we got some really talented guys, and I feel like we're going to be a very, very versatile team. So we got weapons, and we'll see how it all shapes up and who ends up on our roster. But we're going to pour our heart into it as a staff, and we're excited to see what this thing's what we're gonna make of it.
You made mention of these games that you get to play coming up here. So you get a couple scrimmages, you get the 3 games in Italy, and so you're going to be the head coach. But the reality of it is, you've been that far from the head coach for years. You literally were there. You're making suggestions, you're making calls. I mean, you're kind of as close as you could have done to doing this as you could have been.
Yeah. And I'm sure it's going to be different when it's actually you making the decision, but I've thought about that as well. I mean, I've been right there side by side with Coach Huggins, and I felt like he really looked to me as a voice of reason in a lot of cases. And so game planning, game strategy, I feel like I had his ear in a lot of ways, and we had that trust for a numerous amount of years. So I feel very confident in my abilities, and I feel confident in the staff that we have and the staff we're going to build. So I'm going to surround myself with good, smart, intelligent people, and so I think we're going to win on that front.
Yeah. Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
All right. WVU basketball coach Josh Eilert, and this has been a special edition of the United Bank Playbook.